Hello wonderful world, and welcome back to another video where I'll be traveling in Vietnam seeking out a new orphanage. There's one that I visit regularly, which is Friendship Village, but I wanted to seek out an orphanage I had heard of, set up 20 years ago by a gentleman who gets no funding from the government and tries to support these orphans the best way he can. Anyway, I'm riding out of Hanoi. The orphanage is approximately 120-130 kilometers away. Beautiful roads. I will hit the motorway for part of the journey, but I'm showing you these roads that are a lot more attractive rather than the motorway, which is a little mundane and tedious. When I get there, we'll talk about the orphanage. In the meantime, let's just enjoy the ride, shall we? So the orphanage is set in a very rural setting, and though the young lady you're seeing in front of me is an admin, a former child of this orphanage, nobody really stays here that is an adult to look after the children, as the children really look after themselves. This is what makes this orphanage so unique. They grow their own fruit, their own vegetable, so much that they provide sustenance for themselves, and what's surplus they sell to further support their financial needs. The gentleman who set this up is never here. He's always on the road looking for sources of income to support the orphanage. Though I came here without an appointment, they were very kind enough to show me around. Children are sleeping right now after school, their siesta, so the place seems empty. But soon they will wake up and I will introduce to you the wonderful children that run this orphanage on their own. So this is the library room. This is where the kids study after school. So this is the dining hall, the canteen if you would. And this is where the children eat, kitchen. You're probably wondering why there's no children here, but they're all sleeping. They have after school a siesta, so I'm waiting for them to wake up. So these are the bathrooms. This area they've cordoned off for livestock, so they keep animals inside there, which they sell or slaughter to eat themselves. The children are pretty much self-sufficient. So this is the girls' dormitory. And this is the boys' dormitory. There is a younger boy still sleeping. These wonderful children have come to hear stories, and I've shared a few stories using Google Translate. I got them to smile so they understood something. My storytelling isn't all that great, but you know, it's nice for people to sit with them. I understand that many people come and go, but hardly anyone sits with them. They look a little nervous and a little shy, but I'm sure if I visit on a regular basis every 6 months, that shyness might dissipate a little. Time for me to play with the children so we have a better connection. You'll see from the children's reaction, this part of the activity that I pursue in most orphanages, if not all, really does bring them to a more happier place.
Isn't it remarkable that these children, when left to their own devices, they play games like chess? Remarkable. What's special about these children is that they grow their own crop, they cook their own food, they wash their own clothes. They are truly self-sufficient. Of course, property is provided and they have adults to supervise them, but they are truly independent children. And that, to me, is a remarkable situation to observe.
This is the room I'm staying at. I just visited an orphanage in north of Vietnam, about 100 kilometers away from Hanoi. It was my first visit. I read about this guy who set up 2 orphanages, and that was his life dream, to help children. I thought I had to go there, so I went. Unfortunately, on the way I couldn't buy rice and other foods, and the other thing that really disappointed me in myself is that when I saw the children, I just got really emotional. I never had toys, so what I did was I said goodbye to them. I gave the orphanage some money, and then on the way all I did was look at places where I could buy toys. It took me about 40 kilometers of riding to find these toys, and tomorrow I'm going to surprise them and go back and offer these toys to them. Lots of big teddy bears and little figurines and cars for the kids. I don't know what to say. I just feel that I can't let the kids down. I saw them and literally I fell in love with every single one of them. We played a little bit, well, we played a lot, but I got tired really quickly. And so, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Back at the orphanage, day 2, and it's time to give out presents to these wonderful children. I was lucky. The lady who let me in yesterday said that I could go on my own, and so it was actually the children that received me, and they were so happy to see me again. Honestly, I felt so honored. And now it's time to spend more time with these wonderful souls.
So that's the kids with all the toys, something I didn't do yesterday, but now it's done and I'm so happy. You know, when I was playing with them, they were smiling, but I know toys just bring out the best in children. And why not when these are children that get very, very little?
The children asked me to play with them again, like I did yesterday. How could I refuse this request? So here we go. Their laughter is infectious. It's absolutely a glorious moment for me to see these kids so happy.
This is a first. The children are here alone. There's nobody, no adults. There's some children that are older. And after giving them toys, they said, look, can you please eat with us? So this is a very first. I couldn't say no. How can you say no to children? but they've asked me to stay with them and eat with them. So I'm gonna stay for a little while, and I'm not sure if I can eat any of the food, but I'll certainly sit with them. Fantastic. It was worth coming back. They're so happy. I think sometimes with these orphanages, people, including myself in the early stages, just drop things off and disappear. What they really want is human interaction. God bless. So they make a meat stew and they serve each other. It's pretty cool. It truly is like a big family. And the older girls, that one and the one in yellow, they seem to be the ones that sort of guide the children along with this young boy who's serving his little sister. And I love the fact that they call each other brothers and sisters, as they should. Going to be a longer video than normal, but these two young ladies cooked all the food for all these children, and they were insisting I eat, and I explained to them that I cannot, because of faith. I cannot eat some of the food, and to be honest, whilst I'm in my travel mode, I don't eat anything meat related, but they were so kind. They brought me sweets and crisps. Fantastic.
It's that time that I have to say goodbye to these wonderful children, and in turn say goodbye to you. God bless these children. God bless you. Take care, everyone.